Hey guys, we have a 2017 Toyota Prius Prime today. Car recently just reached 150,000 miles and the customer wants us to do a 150k service on it. There's a couple of things we need to do. I pulled up the service manual and it told us to inspect the transaxle fluid, which is a transmission fluid, inspect ball joint and dust covers. We need to inspect brake lines and hose connections, the brake system, the drive shaft boots. We need to replace the engine and inverter coolant. If you guys didn't know, there's two types of coolant system in hybrid vehicles and Toyotas like this. We're gonna go ahead and inspect exhaust pipes and mounts as well. We're gonna go ahead, check the fluid levels. We're gonna check the radiator and the condenser. We're gonna check steering system components. We're gonna do an oil change, a cabin air filter replacement, an air filter replacement, and rotate tires. We're gonna go ahead and start with an oil change. We're gonna jack the car up, and while that oil is draining, we're gonna rotate the tires and do a brake inspection and suspension inspection as well. Let's get right at it.
All I gave you was a nicotine addiction and an empty room. Couple life lessons at 22. After all the shit I put you through, I don't blame you. I hate me too. How did we go from strangers to best friends? Best friends to lovers in one bed. And now just a memory in my head. Yeah. Now I've been trying to move on, I get car sick when I drive by a place on Walnut. Cause I learned how to love in an apartment. Ooh, I've been drinking a little, I've been taking too much. Ooh, all the time and the love that you gave me. All I gave you was a nicotine addiction and an empty room. Couple life lessons at 22. After all the shit I put you through, I don't blame you. I hate me too. Yeah, I hate me too. Yeah. You got a new guy, must be your type. Where's the snapback?
We're gonna go ahead and remove this whole panel, under panel at the bottom, instead of just removing the axis for the oil filter and the oil drain plug right here. We're gonna have to remove the whole panel in order to drain the transmission as well. So there's a couple clips and bolts. Let's go do it.
I've been drinking a little, I've been thinking too much about you. All the time and the love that you gave me. All I gave you was a nicotine addiction and an empty room. Couple life lessons at 22. After all the shit I put you through, I don't blame you.
There are 4 bolts by the front, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 clips that are holding this whole panel. So we have the bolts right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8 clips on the outside of the panel that you just have to clip out. So just take them all here, get them there, and our bolts, so we don't lose them. Let's go ahead and drain the oil. Our oil pan is exposed, and our oil filter.
Deal just helps me breathe. It's okay. I work it all out. I go higher, so I don't fall. Been the one's never going back now. I'm sorry, I'll never come down. But I look at myself at the end of the night. Try to dig deep, but I find gotta put between what I take. myself at the end of the night. Try to dig deep, but I find gotta put a between what I take, what I need. I can see it in them, but I don't feel the need. There's a knock on the door, I don't try anymore. But maybe when I'm older, I'll go cross that border. I'll go cross that border. Cross that border. I look at myself at the end of the night, try to dig deep, but I find gotta put a between what I take, what I need. I can see it in them, but I don't feel the need. There's a door, I don't try anymore. But maybe when I'm older, I'll go cross that border. I'll go cross that border. Cross that border. I'm starting to think that we do things way too differently to take this seriously. And all of the times that we said we'd go to therapy, but still we never been. Yeah. But things don't change, they stay the same. I've gotta go my own way. Yeah, things don't change. I've gotta do better than you for me. You're all about you. All of the things that you do. You're all about you. On and on, talking all night long about you. You're all about you. On and on, I'm starting to live in the moment while you're on cloud nine. Yeah, just take your time. And all of the matching tattoos.
So all suspension parts are good besides the lower control arm. This lower control arm bushing, you guys can see there are a little bit of cracks in it. Let's see if I can try to zoom in for you guys. Yeah. I don't think this is gonna be vital. I'm gonna hold off the suggestion for a new lower control arm bushing, but yeah, every part of the steering and the suspension, they seem to be okay.
On and on, talking all night long about. Oh no, we're falling in love for the 20th time in the past 4 months now. By July, I realized you couldn't care if I died. You're all about you.
Do your tire inspections while rotating the tires. It's easier that way.
You're all about you. Yeah, I need something new. Talking all night long about. You're all about you.
Not too tight, Jiffy Lube. Again, not too tight, Jiffy Lube. Alright guys, we're gonna go ahead and drain the transmission. We have our drain plug right here and our fill plug right over here. It's always a good idea to loosen your fill plug first before you loosen your drain plug, because if you cannot take this fill plug off and you drain the transmission, then there's no way that you're gonna be able to fill it back up. The size of the plugs are 10mm hex key. It's a little tight. Got the big boy breaker bar right here. Yeah, there you go. Drain pan. There you go. This one's going to make quite a bit of a mess, guys. There you go. Oh man, it's all over me. Here is our air filter. Nasty. I want my job right. Plug this MAF sensor back in. We're done. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead, fill up our transmission. Please always use OE Toyota ATFWS. Just don't want to mess your CVT up. Thanks. Right, we're gonna reinstall our drain plug. Please replace the gasket. I'll leave the part number right here, somewhere here. This drain plug is torqued to 37 foot-pounds. We got our ATF right here. We got our fluid pump specifically for transmissions like these. They work really great because it has this like little clamps of some sort, and it grabs onto the fill plug, so it doesn't like keeps like going out. It's kind of annoying, but this makes it a lot easier. We're gonna fill this thing up until it starts dripping. We're gonna take about around 4 quarts, 4 bottles of this one. Finished with 1 bottle. Done with our 2nd quart. 3rd quart right here. 3rd quart's done. Go ahead with our 4th. Alright guys, once she starts dripping like that means she's full. Gotta let her drip until she stops dripping, and then you're gonna go ahead and seal her up. I used exactly 4 bottles, 4 quarts of ATFWS. Overfilling it may cause the CVT to overheat and it's gonna cause you a bunch of problems, so just be patient, let her do her thing, let her drip. Right, once the dripping has calmed down, just as you guys can see, we're gonna go ahead and seal her up. Again, replace your gaskets, like $2. Prevents it from any leakage and from you going back under here and doing all kinds of crap. So again, the fill plugs are also 37 foot-pounds. Alright guys, so we're gonna go ahead and start draining the cooling system. Like I said a while ago, there's two systems for here, for the cooling system. And one is for the inverter, which is right here at the bottom, and one is for the motor right here at the top. You guys can see there's two petcocks. I have a bucket right here just to catch everything that's gonna fall and drip. Because draining coolant gets a little messy, so I got it waiting right there. We're just gonna turn this knob to the left and it should start draining. There you go. It's draining right now. And the other one, we can drain them both at the same time. There you go. Now we're gonna go up top, open our caps so to let pressure out, and this thing is gonna go drain a lot smoother and quicker. Oh, just a reminder, the reason why I did the oil change and everything else first before this one, because I wanted to make sure that the cooling system is already cooled down. You don't want to open these caps with a lot of pressure on them while it's hot, because coolant's gonna explode in your beautiful face. And this one is for our inverter. We open that as well. There you go. We're gonna let this one do its thing while it completely drains. And we're gonna go ahead, close the petcocks and fill them both up. I'm gonna go a little more in depth with this cooling system because there's a specific way to bleed it. Since this is a hybrid, the motor doesn't always run, so you can't bleed the coolant from the motor while the hybrid battery is running. So I'm gonna show you guys how to put the car in maintenance mode, and I'll show you guys the procedure and how to bleed it. Alright, while the coolant's draining, now would be a good time to check the mounts and the exhaust pipes. See if there's any leak and see if there's any holes that need to be fixed. Got our flange right here, first flange. Seems to be good. We got some mounts right here. Nothing's cracked. Welds look good. More flanges. Some resonator. And we look good. Yeah, hoses aren't cracked. Yeah, we look good. So you guys can see the coolant stopped draining. We're gonna go ahead and close the petcocks, the two petcocks, and we're gonna go ahead and fill it up with coolant. So we're gonna go ahead and take the air vent valve. It's a 6mm hex key. Again, when it comes to fluids, always use Toyota OE. I'm gonna go ahead, squeeze that radiator from right here, so we could get rid of the air bubbles. So I'm squeezing the radiator hose from the bottom. We're gonna want to overfill it a little bit. Just because when we start the car, the inverter is gonna suck all of that coolant in. So we're gonna leave those tanks open. We're gonna put the car in maintenance mode to let that motor run. That way we can bleed the cooling system. Alright, so we got our laptop here. And we're in Pro Demand. This is the procedure for our inspection mode or maintenance mode. And here is our activating maintenance mode. We are now going to perform our maintenance mode. We're going to turn the power switch on. Turn the power switch on. In ignition. Fully depress the accelerator pedal twice with park selected. So park is selected. We depress the accelerator twice. And then fully depress the accelerator pedal twice with neutral selected. So we're gonna put it in neutral. And then we are going to press our accelerator pedal twice. And then we have fully depressed the accelerator pedal twice with park selected. And there we go. We're in two-wheel drive maintenance mode. I'm gonna go ahead and check our coolant levels. See that that inverter coolant went all the way down. Gonna go ahead and add some more. Alright, so I started the car with the maintenance mode on. Just press that brake and start the car, and that will keep this engine running. So it's gonna keep running, it's not gonna stop while we bleed that cooling system. Once that cooling system goes down, we're gonna go ahead and refill it back up. And same with the inverter coolant as well. So we're just gonna let it bleed, let it do its thing for a couple of minutes, and our coolant refill would be done. Alright, so how I usually bleed cooling systems, I wait for the cooling fans to turn on at least 3 times. So you want to turn on, shut off, and turn on again. It just like gives us a good idea that our cooling system is already bled out. So we're gonna wait for those fans to turn on. We're also gonna take a look at the inverter coolant reservoir and see if that coolant is circulating pretty well. So if it doesn't circulate and it's just still, then that means we have an air pocket in the system, and that's gonna cause us a bunch of code. So wait for the fans to turn on and wait for this inverter coolant to start circling around. Alright, one more thing guys, while you're in maintenance mode, make sure to turn it off. You don't want to drive the car for too long with the maintenance mode on. The way to turn it off is to shut the car off and turn it back on, and it'll be back to regular mode. Alright guys, I don't know if you can see, but the fan started turning on and now it just shut off. That happened 3 times already. So now we're gonna go ahead and jack the car down, put on our caps, torque the wheels, and we'll go on a test drive. Before you jack anything up, make sure that your parking brake's down.
Fingers through my hair, no, I get a little scared, cause you know you're my type. Yeah.